All right, so Moonshadow by Cat Stevens. This is from his 1971 album Teaser and the Firecat. And this is just such a great song. I think it might be, I don't know if it's his best song, but I think it's one of his most loved songs. And it's like a lot of Cat Stevens songs, you know, they sound really simple when he's playing them. But when you go to learn them, it's like, oh my goodness, there is a lot of stuff going on in this song, especially in the picking part. We're in the key of D here, we're in standard tuning. And I'm just going to play you the intro. So we're going to start with this D chord, but we're going to add our little finger up here on the 5th fret of the E string. And this is how Cat Stevens plays it. Now, if you have smaller hands like I do, doing that, like maintaining that chord while you're hitting that 5th fret of the E string is really, really difficult and painful in your wrist and your thumb and everything else. Cat Stevens' hand obviously must be a little bigger because he has no problem doing that. But if you're having a problem, you have to figure out a way to get around it. And the obvious solution is, you're fretting E2, and then you're also fretting E5. So why do you need to fret E2 if you're fretting E5? And the answer is you don't need to. So just lift that middle finger off and you'll easily be able to get to E5 with your little finger. And you only need that, you see right there, that's the first time you need it. Right there, that's the first time you need it. And you're well past playing that part, right? Okay, so that's my workaround. Just take that middle finger off and you'll easily be able to play this song. So that's the first figure. And we're going to pinch the D string and the high E string on the 5th fret. And the bass is just 4s, right? And then we've got to throw in the top part. All right, so it's da, it's the pinch, and then we hit that D note on B3. And I'll have a tab for this. And the best way to get the tabs is just go to my website, subscribe to my newsletter, and you'll get an information page and you'll get an email with information on how the whole thing works. But a tab may be really helpful for a song like this. So, here's your first move. We're back to the E string. Twice. And it slides down. You can hear that on the record. And then we're hitting that D note on B3. All right? So just practice that. And then moving on. That's just D, da, D, ra, D. Little finger up there on the 4th or the 3rd fret. And then we're just the 2 Ds, right? Bouncing off those. And that's the whole bit before it changes chords. So super slow, Glacier slow. And like if you saw my wind video or the wind video, I just, stress that to learn this sort of stuff, you have to play it super slow, like Glacier slow, slower than you would think humanly possible until you can play it perfect. So and what I do is, as soon as I make a mistake, at whatever speed I'm doing it at, I stop and I start from the beginning. And then I keep practicing it till I can do it slow perfectly. And then you gradually speed it up. So just keep that in mind while you're learning this. So. And then we're going to grab this F sharp note with our thumb. And I don't know if you can see in the video, but my thumb is like turning bright red because I got fairly small hands, right? And my thumb is like killing me doing that. It's really painful. but it's really the only way to do it. Thumb, and then we're going to play the G chord like this, right? Just 2 fingers, 3rd finger on E3 and little finger on high E3. So and then we're going to go B string, G string, and then A2, and then we sort of hit the open B string, open A, and then we're going to hammer that on, 2 to 3 on the B string. And then we play the open D. And to finish off, we go, right? So that's pinching G and E, open, hammer on to the 2nd, and then pinch the 2 Ds. All right, so that's the whole intro. Now, when you watch Cat Stevens play this, he'll play it a little different than I do, fingering-wise. And he just plays the straight chord, so he'll go. You know, he'll fret that A chord like that, and he does that throughout the song. Where I don't do that because you're not even hitting the D string or the G string, so why fret them? And it makes it a lot easier for me. Don't fret the G and the D string if you don't need them. Moving on to the verse. The verse is a little bit different. I'll play it for you one time up to speed. So what we're doing is 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, and no slide. And then when we hit that F sharp, we hit that open B on the offbeat. Like so. And, you know, as I said earlier, the tab is probably going to really help you to just decipher every exact note here. And we do that twice. And then we get into the strumming. And the strumming on the recording is different than it is when he plays it live. And he has to adjust certain parts when he plays it live because he's using a pick. Okay, so I'm going to show you the finger stuff first. So we're going to go G, and you can hit the bass with your thumb, which I think is what he's doing, is what I did in my demo. But you could also just hit the bass with your finger. So G, D, right? G, open D. A. Sometimes I'll play the A like that. And then again. And now we're going to go E minor, A, D, F sharp minor over C sharp, B minor, E minor, A, and then we have a lick to do. But let's go over the strumming. There's that lick right on the recording, and nobody gets that lick, and it's like That is so sweet. I love that lick. I'm just going to show you now the way he plays it live. He tucks the pick like so, right? I don't know if you can see. It's sort of right in there in that first joint of the middle finger. This is sort of a skill that you develop, you know, the longer you play. And he uses just one finger. I should have mentioned this earlier, but all this picking is done with just his first finger. Now, if you decide not to use a pick, you could use your second finger, you know, on the high E string, like that. You know, second finger on the high E string, first finger on the D string. But even though I didn't use a pick in my demo, I decided that I just wanted to do it all with one finger. Okay, so his live version of this, of the strumming, would be like this. Coming out of the verse, whoops. Grabs the pick. So that's how he does it live. On that last bit, instead of going, he's just going D, A7 sus, which is like, think of that A7, but we're just raising that B2 to B3. A7 sus 4. So, all right, and that is the difference. So, you know, on the studio, it's fingers. I just love that part. And that part, is really tricky. Okay, that might be one of the hardest chord changes in the song, in the strumming section. Okay, so, and then it's all that again. And in my demo, I skipped that whole second verse bit, right? And I went straight to the end of the second verse where instead of doing that, you just hold the chord, so you go. And he hammers it on there. And that's, I should have said earlier, but I thought you could figure it out, but it's just second fret of G and B, open, and then D2 and B3, and then the two Ds, right? So it's just a hold. So, like that, okay? So now we get into the little modified intro. Little solo section, right? So that goes like this. Okay, so it's a little modified. So he's going, hammering on that B2 while he plays that open A. So does it twice. And now we get into the bridge section, which is like this. And I just do it with my finger. So, it's just E. So 1, bum, bum, 1, 2. Just pulling that off. I play that A like that because I can pull off good with my little finger. And then it's just strumming. Bam, bam, boom, bam. And that second one is really highlighted. And then its solo guitar just goes. And then Moonshadow, and that's the end. Okay? And of course, doing that section with the pick, you know, you're coming out of this again. Those are the differences between the live version and the original recording. Okay, so just to wrap this up, there's, you know, quite a few variations on that main lick, right? The intro is different than the verse, and the little intro section later on in the song is different. And then the strumming versions are different because you've got that, you know, instead of, mostly because you just don't have time to tuck your pick to do that bit. Plus, I think when he's singing live, you know, he needs to focus on the singing more than the guitar playing. Now, I also covered Alun Davies' part, and that's just the strumming section. So what he's doing is he's got a capo on 2, playing it in C shape. And he's just coming in, you know, Cat does the whole intro thing, and then he starts singing, and it's right, to match what Cat is doing. And this is really common in the 70s. If there was 2 guys playing guitar, one would use a capo to get, you know, different tones, right? You just play in different shapes. So it's simply that. F, G, C, and then again. And then F, C, F, C, F, G, F, C, F, C, D minor, G, C, E minor over B, A minor, D minor, that continues until we get to the bridge. And then the bridge, instead of playing an E, you can't play an E because you got the capo on, you're going to play a D. So he's going to go, and then he's just going to play those last 4 strings. He doesn't even fret anything down here. And because I'm, you know, judging this off of the live video that's on YouTube of them playing this back in the 70s, so. And then he's gonna hit that chord, which is just fretting the second or the first fret of the B and the E string. And then it's back to and then Cat plays the little thing by himself, and then Alun comes in with ending on that full C, you know, because you can play that G in the bass. And that's Alun Davies' part. And again, you know, like when I did The Wind, the Alun Davies part is actually a little more substantive. In this, it's just kind of adding rhythm and adding, you know, different voicings of the chords just to flesh it out. But it definitely does add to the song. Because if you just do the Cat Stevens part by itself, something missing, right? And when you add in Alun Davies' part, it's like, oh yeah, okay, now it sounds right. Okay, so I really had a good time working on this song. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be, honestly. I've never learned this song, even though it was released like however many years ago that is, 71. I've never learned it, never played it. So this was like brand new to me. And when I first heard it, I thought I should be able to bang that out no problem. But, you know, getting that finger picking stuff was really tricky. So anyways, I hope you get something out of the lesson. I hope you enjoy learning the song, and we'll talk to you next time.